Without it, I wouldn't have gotten Jade to this stage, and I wouldn't be getting ready within a 2-week countdown to the Dublin Horse Show. I really find that not alone does it work for the gut, it's really palatable, so it really gets them to finish up their grub. Definitely seeds massive for the coat, so we're not going in with as much oils and supplements that we've had to use. Definitely difference in her temperament, and a real difference in putting up weight. So I definitely think from that side of point of view for competition, I think it's going to be a real game changer for a lot of people in the area where we went in with 7. Hi, my name is Danielle Cusack. I'm an equine reproduction vet. We are in Clonaslee, County Laois, on the foothills of the Sleep Blue Mountains. Yeah, so I mainly specialise in equine reproduction. So we stand 2 stallions here alongside my dad, John Cusack. And we specialise mostly in problem mares, and those problem mares for getting them in foal. So I'm a big believer that the gut health of the horse and the general health of the horse in a whole has to be right for fertility. So I find a lot of people are very focused, on the uterus. A lot of owners are very focused on the egg. They're very focused, has she got a 4 to 5 egg? But I find here in the yard, a lot of the times, if the mare is not right in herself, so less in like her gut health is not good, we're finding bigger problems in getting them in foal. So this year on a number of mares here in the yard, we have trialled by increasing feeding them ourselves here in the yard. So I find a lot of mares come into us that are not at optimum body condition scores. So we've actually went this year as far as keeping the mares here in the yard and putting them on the feeding programs here, which Jade has been on, and that has included the Precision Microbes in the feed alongside some other minerals and vitamins. So the biggest thing I found was the palatability. So Jade is a very, very fussy eater, and I find and I was quite nervous when I got the supplement because I didn't want to turn her off her food, which I have tried other supplements for her, and I have tried other probiotics and other vitamins and minerals, and I did completely turn Jade off her food. I kind of had to go back to the drawing board and restart her again, because once she stops eating, we actually takes us 3 to 4 weeks to get her back up onto her food for her to trust us. So I was quite nervous to do it, but I found there's absolutely no problem at all with Jade in her palatability. If anything, she's actually been finishing up her feed better by being on it. Jade never had hard dung. So when I got Jade in 2018 in March, Jade was very poor in herself, and was very, very backwards in herself, and it's took a long time to get her up to this. But in those 3 years, Jade never had normal dung. And that was my biggest concern for her, that we ended up having Jade had a very bad run of colitis here at the start of this year, and I nearly lost her. And numerous tests ruled out virus and ruled out infectious causes. So it all came back down to, which I always knew in the back of my head myself, was that her gut microbes weren't right, and that it was a gut, a structural gut problem that was going on with Jade. Because we ruled out ulcers, we ruled out everything. So since that episode, I was really mindful that I needed to get Jade onto a probiotic, and that she needed help, with getting everything back going. And since putting her on the Precision Microbes, I found that her coat has really come up. So I've never seen the black in Jade's coat, which has really come up this year. I always struggled to keep condition on her, which I've ended up getting the condition up on her. And that's with minimal amount of feeding. So my biggest worry with Jade as well was that I didn't want to have to push her to the limits of what we would normally show horses. Like, we're not going to lie, we wouldn't be shy with going with the bucket of feed to them, but I knew this wasn't going to be an option for Jade, so I had to find a way to naturally for her to get everything working again, that she put up the condition. So for me, like, Jade is on a very minimal amount of feed every day. And really in the last couple of weeks we've really seen the difference. And I've also seen it in her temperament. So she's a lot happier in herself. She's not as bloated. So Jade, people kind of commented on Jade being pot-bellied looking, and it was really obvious when you look back in pictures that she had like this big massive pot belly, and people would say to me, oh, when she's due to foal, and she lacked the condition on her top line. But once she went on the Precision Microbes, that bloating all went away, and Jade's become more in proportion, and you can actually see that it really just was, it was gas that she was holding on to, and that her tummy was very upset. Yeah, so this is my first year being introduced to the Precision Microbes, and since putting Jade onto it, because as I said, a lot of people and not my clients would know, I won't recommend something that I haven't used myself. I've had an awful lot of foals in the yard come in with scour, so because we do the reproductive work here in the yard, when foals come into me in the foal heat, we generally are left to treat the foals when they're here for a couple of days. So I found that by giving them, I'm not a big fan of rushing in antibiotics, you know, for foal heat scours, or, you know, maybe a little bit of grass scour with the foals. So this year we've been turning to using the Precision Microbes for a couple of days instead of going in, you know, with antibiotic powders or antibiotics to the foals, and I've seen a really big change in that. I've also had one foal this year with rhodococcus, and I did get the owner to put him on it, and he still has that foal on it, and that's been over 3 months now, and he really has seen the difference in it. So yeah, I definitely will be recommending Precision Microbes from here on out to anybody, really right across the board. I really feel that without it, I wouldn't have gotten Jade to this stage, and I wouldn't be getting ready with a 2-week countdown to the Dublin Horse Show. I really find that not alone does it work for the gut, you know, it's really palatable, so it really gets them to finish up their grub. Definitely seeds massive for the coat, so we're not going in with as much oils and supplements that we've had to use. Definitely difference in her temperament, and a real difference in putting up weight. So I definitely think from that side of point of view for competition, I think it's going to be a real game changer for a lot of people in the area, where we've went in with 6 or 7 different supplements, you know, throwing them at the horses, which is not good for them. I think this is really going to cut out. It's going to be a one-hit wonder for everything. And in the lines of next year, I'm looking forward to having it in the yard for the reproductive season, because I really think it's going to be a game changer with foals and the management of our scour practices here.